Meow. Fuck me. Meow.
Is that really your in heat meow?
That's my in heat meow.
Did you get that, Wyatt?
Yes.
Yes!
Okay, good.
Oh my
Perfect.
God.
All right. Well, hey.
I didn't catch him saying this is my in heat.
No,
That's
you
perfect.
didn't need to.
Yeah, no. That's fine. That's fine. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
It's always evening around here.
It's always easy listening.
Yes. Welcome back. If
Welcome
you're
to
new
episode
here,
2. Yes.
welcome for the first time.
I was gonna say if you're new here, so are we. Don't worry, we'll get comfortable.
Yeah, we literally just took a quick pee break. We are going to do some block recording for our first recording session.
We need to say this for the behind the scenes, man.
This is BTS.
Yeah, literally nobody knows. This is just it's gonna be like we're like recording this stuff like weeks apart.
Oh, like we're in like a secluded location and
Exactly.
there's no timeline.
There
right?
is no timeline.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Like we just put out things
In fact,
whenever we
you know
feel
what
like
we
it.
should do? We should post this as our first episode.
Oh, that's avant-garde. That's
See?
some like art house shit right
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Because time is convoluted, my friend.
So I don't think you've seen this movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you seen Gaspar Noé's Irreversible?
No, I don't believe so.
So it's a very good movie. Just kidding, I haven't seen it.
Okay, perfect.
So-
if you're not aware, again, like anybody who knows us in our personal life, if you don't know us, hi, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much. I love you so much. We love movies. Cameron is definitely a movie buff.
Yeah, I feel like this might be the first time I'm saying it like on the internet, which is weird.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I'm a movie collector.
100%.
And I actually buy physical Blu-rays. I'm one of those
Not
weirdos.
me. Not me.
But-
It's a waste of money for me to buy movies.
But Gaspar Noé's Irreversible, very hard to find in the States. You have to have like a Region B Blu-ray player to play it.
Is it a foreign
it's
film?
It's a foreign film.
Oh, I love foreign films.
But you have to have like a special Blu-ray player, one that plays like European films, because they haven't released a Blu-ray.
I've heard about that.
They
Yeah.
haven't released the
Mhm.
Blu-ray in
Yeah.
North America, to my knowledge. But regardless, the reason that I bring it up is because that entire movie, the scenes are in reverse chronological order.
Oh.
So
We'll get to that, Wyatt.
yeah, Wyatt
is
is
still
already
here.
bringing us up things.
And
to talk about.
Wyatt is still here.
Put it in the
So-
notebook.
Exactly.
Okay, so
the content book.
I said that I had a surprise.
We're gonna
I said that I had a
you did.
surprise, and my surprise is the Notebook. But we'll get to
The
that
Notebook.
next.
The
We'll-
movie's great. The movie's great. If you guys
not
haven't
the-
seen it,
Not the who's that? Ryan Gosling.
I
And
don't even know. I don't think I've
okay.
ever watched it all the way through.
I think it's
myself.
Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams in that one.
I thought it was like Reese Witherspoon or something. Is that not Reese Witherspoon? God,
No.
Wyatt, look it up. Look up the cast of The Notebook.
Oh my god. Okay, so before we go any further,
Yeah. You're surprised.
two things.
What is the
well,
ledger
no,
or Notebook?
fuck. First of all, Irreversible.
Oh yeah,
all of the
foreign
scenes.
film.
It starts at the end.
Damn, good job, Cameron. That was Rachel McAdams and Ryan
Yeah,
Gosling.
I know.
Holy shit. Well, I don't think I've
I
ever
have
watched
movie
the film all
knowledge.
the way through. Once again, he's the movie buff. See, okay, because like I remember.
They're not letting me finish.
I'm so
Goddamn
sorry.
Irreversible
All right, I
story.
apologize.
I just want to tell you guys about Irreversible.
Okay.
We're talking about the Notebook. Two very different movies. I think there's like an equally graphic depiction of sexual assault in both of them, though.
You know,
It's
I
not-
can't.
it's not
I,
true.
I can't say that. Like, was there sexual assault in The Notebook?
No, God no.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I can't say I've seen the Notebook. Like, all the
Okay,
way
see, I've seen parts.
through. I can't say I've seen it all. The way
Like
through.
it was like my mom's movie, and like I remember I looked at I saw like the cover of it like several times, and like I don't know, man. It just I remember it, and Wyatt just pulled it up, and I saw it, and I was like, real nostalgia. I've never watched it, but like
that may be on the list then for us to watch.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what isn't on the list to watch?
Well, after this
Irreversible.
conversation, yeah, not irreversible because
not irreversible.
I can't even get through talking about it.
Hey, well, if anything, this is us living up to the concept of irreversible, and we're not putting this in chronological order, right? You know what I'm saying? See,
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry tears of pain.
it's okay.
I can't finish my irreversible
I'm here
story.
for you, Cameron.
Okay,
Finish your story.
I mean, there's nothing to it. That's
Well,
the
then
thing.
what the fuck?
You keep making me build up these stories. This is episode 2, and I'm like, I have to like keep pushing this story that I'm like, I really want to fucking tell this story. But Josh is like, I'm gonna interject really quick, and then the story is gonna have no payoff by the time that I get to my story.
I'm sorry,
it's gonna be
Cameron.
like one sentence, but I
sorry.
can't get out the sentence.
I'm sorry. All right, please. I'm on the edge of my seat right now for irreversible. Please finish.
We need some Adderall, some Ritalin.
Nah. Let's just
I'm done talking about irreversible.
What, dude? You literally just made such a big deal
and
about
now
it.
there's no justice.
What the
that
fuck?
There's no justice that I can do to it.
The scenes are in not chronological order.
They're completely reverse.
Okay. So it's you watch it from the end to the beginning.
No. Yes. Yes.
That's
Okay,
what reverse
so-
means, Cameron.
No, I thought you were saying that like the proper way to watch it is from the end of the movie.
Oh,
Like
you
where the
just
movie
put it in
actually
rewind.
ends.
You
Yeah,
just
exactly.
rewind
You
it.
just watch
You
it.
just watch
It's bizarre.
it.
And then it's
Which,
just called.
hey,
and then it's called reversible.
Another great idea.
That's
Exactly.
the director's cut of that movie is called reversible.
Reversible.
Where it's just, but no. So the whole shock of it
Okay.
is that the climax is literally like the beginning of the movie, and then you just have to see.
And then you see it unfold.
Yeah, and
Okay.
once again,
Makes sense.
I that's one of those movies that I know everything about, but just because it's so hard to get a hold of, even on like streaming platforms, I've just never gotten around to watching it.
Oh, sure.
But I like the format.
Sure.
And that's-
You just got to get a VPN.
is-
NordVPN sponsor.
Hey, no free money.
NordVPN.
They actually do give out money. We can't be plugging them yet.
Well, I mean, how else are we going to get them?
We contact them privately.
Oh, privately. Okay.
We can't just be saying.
I'm a whore for sponsors, Cameron.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing is, if a brand's like, "Hey, they're gonna talk about us either way. We're gonna get publicity."
We're
feel like
gonna
that's a
we're gonna say
problem.
one sentence about the company that I just mentioned, and then we're never gonna mention it again.
Yeah,
You know, it's
unless
like
they
a
give
little
us money.
taste. It's the first one's free,
'Kay.
right?
Ooh. Okay.
First one's free.
Okay. We have to like keep a list of the brands that we've already mentioned.
Okay.
Then.
All right, I've got the list
Okay.
in my mind.
So-
and we've got a notebook. Wyatt, you're in charge of the notebook. Okay.
No, not my Blu-ray copy of the Notebook.
Yeah, no. That's one of my prized possessions. You can't have that.
Okay.
That stays in the collection.
Okay. Josh,
Yes, Cameron.
may I have the floor for a moment?
Yeah. I will lean back from the mic.
Okay, thank you. I didn't like the way you leaned back. For for the people not watching this, so all of you, Josh decided to retract his back separately from his head, so he moved his head away from the microphone last. It was really gross. Okay, so Wyatt is holding the surprise that I teased last episode, which was an idea before we started the podcast, period. This is not something that we just came up with between recording sessions, I guess, between pee breaks. But I have a really nice notebook that I paid way too much money for, and it has been sitting in my room for upwards of 2 years now. This notebook probably cost me, like with the pen and everything, probably like $130.
That's
Right.
a nice ass pen, though.
That pen is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I've just never found a use for it, right? Like, I've literally written in that notebook, and I just feel like it's almost improper to use because it's so nice.
It's got to be for something important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I decided with Josh, I don't know, a week or two ago.
Yeah, it was pretty recently.
Yeah.
Like it was a week or two. That sounds right. I have.
Thank you. May I have the floor?
Yes, Cameron, you can have the floor. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There are two people in this podcast, just so you know. There are two people.
Yeah, but whenever you won't let me even finish a story about irreversible, I just want to have this moment for a second.
All right.
That way, this isn't just this is just for us first, right? But there are other people listening to this. Ideally.
Hopefully, and if you are, I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. All right,
thank you.
Cameron, you can have the floor.
Okay. So, this notebook is going to be. Thank you, Wyatt. I forget that we have a mute button on our interface.
We might just have to utilize that.
Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
might just have to
really
utilize that.
quickly gesture to Wyatt whenever I need a mute. But
We'll both have that.
that's gonna be worst case scenario. That's like our doomsday button.
It
So
won't
we don't
come
need
to
it.
that. Only for the guests. Only for the guests.
We just mute guests.
Exactly, just randomly. Exactly.
Really-
And then we'll just anyway, Cameron, finish your thing.
Really high production value on this podcast. We're just gonna fuck with everyone that comes on. Okay, so notebook, not the movie, the actual physical object. I decided should be used in order to have high importance in my own personal life and maybe feel worthy of whatever I was writing in it. We're gonna use it for just some quick tidbits. We may not use it every episode, but I feel like it's good to introduce it early. So, without further ado, I'm going to read out one thing that I really wanted to talk about. Actually, from today, I wrote this. I wrote this today to
I think
to
it was
nobody's knowledge.
Yeah,
Very,
I was going to
very
say
secretly.
it was before we got together.
Yes, absolutely. I don't even remember exactly what I was listening to that reminded me of this, but I felt like it was interesting enough to talk about. So, as our first subject, coming from the physical ink and paper of this notebook, I feel like we might need a name for it.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah,
We'll come up with
this is too good to do live. So,
Yeah, exactly.
let me consult. That way, I can see exactly what I wrote, because I feel like reading it verbatim will also do it a little bit of justice. So,
I believe you.
okay, and I quote: "This is just a talking point, right? I didn't write an essay to talk about or
You
or a
just read it.
thesis.
Just read it. Just read it.
I really feel like I have to build this one up.
This
requires
one has
build-up.
payoff. This
Yes.
one has payoff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So verbatim, I wrote down Woody Harrelson's fucking dad with a question mark and an exclamation point. So Wyatt didn't know who Woody Harrelson was. How familiar are you, Josh?
I know the name.
Okay.
I know the name. Was he like a? Is he like a musician, or he did something that made his name famous?
Yes. Well, naturally.
Obviously. So I don't know what he did.
He's a Googleable figure, right?
Right. Exactly.
He is an actor.
Okay. That was my second guess. Either musician or actor.
The one that Wyatt knew him for, the prestigious film that Wyatt pointed him out in, was The Hunger Games. He plays Haymitch in The Hunger Games.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Another good one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was also in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's been around forever.
Yeah.
True
Yeah.
Detective is another
Yeah,
one.
man, I feel so bad. Okay, yeah, I'm terrible with names, especially for famous people. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What the fuck did his dad do?
So, I was just about to say, so you're relatively familiar with Woody Harrelson, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've
You know
seen
of
his
him.
films. Yeah, totally. He's a funny guy,
But
I
I
don't
would-
think I've ever seen him in really anything serious, I guess Hunger Games would be the closest thing, but
Yeah.
even still.
True Detective, come on.
Ugh,
It's fine.
yeah,
It's fine.
haven't seen
It's
it.
fine. We're not
Haven't
going
seen
to talk
it.
about that right now.
Yeah.
So, I would assume that you're not at all familiar with his dad.
I didn't even know he had a dad.
I mean, he could have been like
Dude.
a test tube baby.
I like to imagine that he was grown out of like a tree.
Yeah, like very earthy.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like his nickname was Woody, coming out of like an oak tree
that's
or
why
something.
They called him that.
You see what I'm saying? Ugh.
That makes sense.
Dude.
Like he was like a forest nymph
Dude,
before he
exactly.
became an actor.
Like a druid.
He frolicked.
It's a druid.
He did a lot of frolicking. I feel like.
Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson,
Son of Harrel.
son of Harrel.
Like
The
a- like a
tree's
Viking.
name. The tree's name was Harrel, and he was Woody, and he's Harrel's son, Woody Harrelson.
So what I'm getting from all this is that you don't know about his dad.
No, not a clue.
So his dad was a hitman.
No shit.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Is there like evidence of this,
Yes,
or is
yes,
this something
this is
that
like-
we're taking on faith of
No,
what he
no.
said?
Okay, so I got this one, Wyatt. He's reaching
No.
for my laptop.
Dude,
because
that's why Wyatt is here. He's here to make us
No,
sound
this
good.
is-
and
this
he's
is
here to
one-
Google things.
This is one that I felt necessary to do on my own because it's
okay.
so
I respect
important.
that. I respect that.
Like I had to fact check this beforehand because
okay.
it sounded.
You didn't use Wikipedia though, did you?
Wikipedia is a reliable source, Josh.
Dude,
We're not
honestly,
gonna
they
get
do cite their sources at the bottom of every page, but they
And-
are also able to be edited by everybody.
into it. Okay, this is absolutely a tangent that I will go on.
Okay.
So they can be edited by anyone.
Yes.
100%. But their vetting process is so good.
I'm aware. I think we've had this conversation.
Absolutely. That which makes for great podcast. Oh yeah, we've had this conversation before. Okay, I'll stop talking.
No. I want to hear it again. I forget half of what you say, Cameron. So
No,
we
you're
can
fine.
always talk about it again.
That's what I like to hear. I love having a podcast partner with Alzheimer's.
Dude, I
Okay.
mean, 100%. How many times have we had a conversation? We're like, we're going to talk about this again on the podcast.
Well, you wouldn't know because I have to keep track of them and you forget. But
I remember a couple of them.
okay. Anyway, Wikipedia. If you fuck with anything on Wikipedia, once they block your entire IP. Right.
What if you get a VPN?
So, not generic VPN. We're not naming names here.
Yeah.
That I'm not
Until
sure
we're
of.
sponsored. Until we're sponsored.
That I'm not sure of. But I
Hashtag
do
call
know.
for sponsors.
I do know that you have to make an account. So I feel
Okay.
like even if you can use a different IP, it probably isn't an easy process, and a lot of like sources like that, if you're trying to actually edit them, don't allow for VPNs or proxies to be used. And I'm not sure
there's a way to get past that. I'm sure there's a way to get past that.
I'm sure there is, but the point is it's a pain in the ass.
Sure.
So Wikipedia is pretty fucking reliable, and don't let your high school English teacher tell you otherwise.
Yeah, come on, they're a high school teacher.
Exactly. What do they know? Not as much as Wikipedia.
Exactly.
Okay, so Woody Harrelson's dad.
Yes, Hitman.
Okay, I had to fact check
Verified
this.
sources.
Yes, I had to fact check this ahead of time because that's one of those things that sounds like a shit post, right?
100%.
Like it's one of those facts that you see on like real facts _IG, you know, in the just bullshit shit. Like it's
sure.
or the one
it's
of
like
those
no, it's like
bullshit shit,
it's
yes.
like one of those articles that has like a headline that is like something outlandish, and then the whole article is about how the like headline's not true.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
exactly.
Or like those motivational accounts on Instagram that put a celebrity's picture on top of a quote.
Oh yeah,
it
and they
makes it
did
look
not,
like
and they did not say it. Yeah.
It makes them look like they said it,
But
even though
they
they
didn't.
absolutely
and then,
did not.
like, what, we need to start doing that and like have the actual quote, and then put the actual person who said it underneath there, and just have like a totally unrelated picture of a celebrity, like George Foreman. What did George Foreman ever say?
I'm George Foreman.
He did. I'm sure he said that. At least.
By my grill.
By my grill.
I mean, he does have. This is neither here nor there.
Sure.
And I'm going to get off this one very quickly because
I mean, what's there to say about George Foreman? He
has
makes
like,
a great grill.
He has like 5 kids, all named George Foreman.
No fucking way.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's
no
next.
fucking
yes.
way.
Let me finish this fact first.
Yeah.
So, Woody Harrelson's dad. I googled this, right?
Hitman.
I'm just gonna read like the brief first.
Is he still alive?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So, this is just like the main thing that pops up whenever you Google Woody Harrelson's dad, and it does confirm that it is Woody Harrelson, the actor. Like, it's not another dude named Woody Harrelson, right?
Do you think
And
that
it's
is
like,
that his
his dad.
real name though? Is that his stage name, Woody Harrelson?
I think that's his real name.
Huh.
But
Bold.
we have a lot of research to do now, so
Sure.
we have to really compartmentalize this because we're getting to Woody Harrelson's dad, then George Foreman's kids, and then Woody Harrelson's real name.
That's okay. That's okay. We're on a journey here. We're
We
still
are.
going to get to Woody Harrelson's dad.
We
That's
are
fine.
absolutely going to. I just have to make sure that I have these facts straight because last episode we forgot to ask Wyatt what he thought of the ginger shots.
That is, yes. We need to try to stay on track a little bit, and that's going to be the name of this podcast. Woody Harrelson's dad, Hitman! Exclamation mark.
Not clickbait.
Not clickbait. Gone sexual.
Okay, so may I have the floor, Josh?
Yes, of course. It's all yours. You don't need to mute me, Wyatt. You don't need to mute me. All right, go ahead.
Wyatt, absolutely don't mute him. I will just screech until the audio peaks if anything happens. Okay, so this is just a brief excerpt. Once again, verbatim.
Listening.
Charles Void Harrelson was an American hitman and organized crime figure who was convicted of assassinating federal judge John H. Wood Jr., the first federal judge to be assassinated in the 20th century. And
Incredible.
Just to confirm, Charles Harrison was the father of actors Brett and Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
Or Charles Harrelson? Did I say Harrison? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We know who you're talking about.
Thank you.
Is that the end of your excerpt?
Essentially.
Okay, so I have 2 things I want to say. First off, great middle name.
Void? It's spelled Voyde.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was going to be a Y, not an I. I knew it. Like, dude.
And it ends with an E.
Dude, which is like, so great middle name. Second tidbit, he only killed one person. Does that really make you a hitman? Like, you know, it's like...
Well, I think if you're paid money to murder someone...
Do you think he was paid to do that?
Let me do a tiny bit of digging. This is something I can do in live.
We
real
are
time.
doing some research into this. Because, like, here's the thing. It's like, you know, you take out your trash, right? That doesn't make you a trash man, right? You know what I mean? You build, like...
And aside from him being... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
No, you're
aside
good.
from him being a hitman, he did at least go on trial... I can't tell if he was convicted just by the skimming that I'm doing.
Well, I thought it said he was convicted.
Sir. For other murders. Because he was convicted for the murder of the judge. So either way,
Gotcha.
this dude, like, like, and it says, like, just once again, briefly skimming, it says murder for hire on several of them.
Man, where do you market that stuff?
Especially
You know what I mean?
pre-internet?
Dude, right? That's like you like, hey, you got to talk to like
Do you put it up in like the
you got to talk
community,
to Tony,
the
down on
community
the corner.
bulletin, right? Like
Right?
the
Exactly.
cork board.
Like no, it's like there you got to know there's like some deep dive place like that's like in the basement underneath like a bar or something, and that's where all like the hoodlums hang out, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Okay.
Cameron just had a huge revelation. He
Yes.
just threw his hands up in pure euphoria.
I do want to give a shout out to Wikipedia because I don't think they sponsor people. They're a non-profit.
We're gonna be the first
So,
ones.
That'd be cool.
They're gonna pay us. We will talk about Wikipedia for profit.
That's ambitious. So,
Always.
well, they're a wealth of knowledge is what I was going to say because they answered another one of the questions that we had
Okay.
on this same entry, right?
George Foreman?
I was just about to say, actually, he was convicted of murdering George Foreman's father. No, absolutely
okay,
not.
Dude, I thought
that would be amazing.
That would have been incredible.
That would have been quite serendipitous.
Serendipitous.
That's going to be great for the audio capture. But no.
I think it's not. It was probably fine.
So, Woody Harrelson's full name, for the record,
Yeah.
according to Wikipedia,
To Wikipedia.
is Woodrow Tracy Harrelson.
Woodrow, like the there was a president, Woodrow Wilson.
Oh
right?
yes, he got it.
Yeah.
I was really
Oops.
looking at Josh just to make sure that he didn't fumble that, and I'm very glad that he didn't.
Yeah, I know a couple things, and so a little tangent. You know
Yeah.
how I know that? Because it was in an episode of The Simpsons where fucking Bart Simpson. We are all familiar with Simpsons, right?
Never heard of it.
Okay, cool. Well, it's okay. You can Google that. Wyatt, Google that. So where Bart Simpson catfishes his teacher with it was a photo of Woodrow Wilson. Like, yeah. Anyway, cool. Cameron's got something to say.
Okay, that was actually a great way to fill the air. So thank you for that, Josh.
Hey, dude, that's what I'm here for. Like,
Yes. But
thank you, Wyatt.
Wyatt just Googled
The
Simpsons.
Yeah, The Simpsons. Thank you, man.
Okay.
What would we do without you, Wyatt?
The real wealth of knowledge that starts with a W is not Wikipedia.
It's Wyatt.
Wyatt.com.
Wyatt.
Wyatt.org? Because he's the nonprofit.
Wyatt.gov.
We're not paying him, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. This whole podcast is all for nonprofit right now.
Yeah, we are one
Until
big tax write-off.
until you guys pay us.
Yeah, well,
all right. We will link our Patreon in the description.
it's really gonna be good for our taxes, essentially, because we're
Exactly.
marking ourselves as a nonprofit. But whenever they ask like what like our organization is about, we're just like, yeah,
nonprofit.
yeah,
Exactly.
It's-
Not making a profit is
Yeah.
what we're for.
absolutely. That's what profits. What are the? I don't want any.
I
of
don't
those.
want money. What's
Absolutely
that?
not.
I don't want a jet ski.
Profit.
What do you mean?
Until I get my taxes in.
Until I get my taxes.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Or until you guys pay us.
So this is the last thing that I'll say about this, but it is still fascinating to me.
Very fascinating.
Harrelson was convicted of killing Judge Wood after being hired by drug dealer Jamil Chagra of El Paso, Texas.
Jamil Chagra. What a great
Is it
name.
Jamil?
Jamil?
I think it's Jamil because it's
Jamil.
it's a Hispanic name. But
Jamil?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, super interesting.
That is very interesting.
Because-
how did you go ahead.
I don't remember how I found it. If that was the question that you were going
Yeah,
to
that was
ask.
what I was going to ask.
I had no clue.
It just
I-
came to you in a dream. It was like a fever dream.
It might have been.
You're
Like,
like-
maybe
you're like-
I willed this into existence. Like I rewrote history. But no, I have no clue. I know that I was like listening to something in the background, right?
No, you
But-
you probably fell and hit your head on like your sink in your bathroom, and you're
Yeah.
like Woodrow Wilson. No, that's the president. Sorry, Woody Harrelson's dad is a hitman.
Well, actually, Woodrow
could.
Wilson did kind of lead me down that rabbit. You could go either way, right? Like it's all circular, so you could get to Woody
you
Harrelson.
could say it's
by-
irreversible.
That's full circle right
Full
there.
circle.
Exactly.
Full
Wow.
circle.
There's so many circles. That's a circle inside of a circle. That's a Venn diagram.
That's Inception. Wham.
A circle section.
A circle session. That is not what you think it is, Wyatt. I promise you. That is not what you think it is, my
So
friend.
Don't Google that way.
Don't Google that one.
Okay, so
But if you do, make sure you're in incognito.
okay, or at least safe. I would say safe search for Wyatt. Like incognito, just make sure that like no one can see your search history, safe search, because Wyatt, you're a pure boy.
He is. Wyatt is. He's definitely like the angel on our shoulders here.
The angel on the tips of our penis.
Me and Cameron are the devils on each other's shoulders. That's why we have Wyatt here.
The angel on my penis and the
On my
devil
penis.
on my balls.
On my balls, in my taint.
Okay. Ooh, devil on the taint.
On the taint.
That is a very devilish place to be. Okay. So now that we're done with our Charles Harrison rant, I did want to give you a list of George Foreman's kids.
George Foreman.
No,
George Foreman.
it's literally like that.
Actually, I trust you.
Yeah, no. Fill
I
the air
trust you
better,
with
Josh.
everything, Cameron.
Fill the air better. I'm Googling.
Well, shit. Now I'm on the spot. Let's see. What was the last thing? What? The Hunger Games? I don't know. He is Googling, and I am here to fill the air with absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this is good shit.
This is absolutely nothing. It's okay.
This is content, peak content.
Peak content.
Which is exactly what our mics are doing every time we say the letter P.
P. You know, I guess that's one thing that I learned the definition of the other day, thanks to Cameron, was Pushin' P by famous rapper who?
The one that most recently did it. This is Cameron's rap corner. Welcome.
Welcome.
The-
Two white boys talk about white rap.
What? Not white rap though.
Not white rap. That's yeah.
The artist that made the term Pushin' P go mainstream was Gunna on his song titled Pushin' P.
Which I don't think I've ever listened to. I think you've showed me like a bit out of it, but yeah, I can't say that I've ever gone out of my way to listen to that.
Yeah, it's
By Gunna?
it's a doozy and featuring Future.
Future. Yeah, see.
I believe it's Gunna. Now I'm gonna fact check.
Now
myself.
you're gonna Google that. Okay. Yeah, but let's just talk about that for a second, because Pushin' P definitely on first listen, as somebody who is like unaware, white, yeah, exactly. I'm white and sheltered and all that. I mean, it definitely sounds like it's some illicit activities. You know what I mean? Like Pushin' P, right? Isn't that?
Well, illicit could mean a lot of things too, right? Because it could be like drug related.
Well, that's what I mean.
Or it could
like
be it could be sexual though.
Pushing P, pushing some D.
That's what I'm saying, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, penis starts with a P as well.
Well, yeah.
Or if you're pimping someone out, there's another word that starts with a P.
Pimp. Pimping.
Yeah, you're pushing a pimp, which means that you're the pimp of the pimp.
Dude,
that's kind of
actually the big brain.
Yeah,
all right.
Pimps don't pimp prostitutes.
Pimp
Pimps.
pimps. Exactly.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Put that on
Wyatt.
a t-shirt. Wyatt.
Thank you.
Write
Okay.
it in the notebook.
No, that notebook's for ideas.
That doesn't need to be in the notebook, but I appreciate you.
I have a merch notebook for you. Don't worry.
Where's that at?
I left it at home.
Ill prepared.
Okay, so it is by Gunna, just to verify for myself. For
I
my
mean,
own
I
purposes.
trusted you.
Thank you.
I trusted you. I don't
Really?
think you've ever been wrong.
I haven't been, but whenever there's a microphone in front of me, and whenever there are going to be people listening that have the time to fact check, I would rather fact check myself.
Oh, dude, no. I'm just gonna say the most absurd shit, and I'm gonna just market it as fact. I don't care.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm fine with it. I
Oh,
will.
well, yeah.
I'll fact check you for our sake, but if anyone else wants to object,
dude,
that's on them.
and
we
have
will
at it.
not listen.
Exactly.
criticism.
Just no. We're
Just
doing-
as an aside, this is a no criticism allowed podcast because everything that we do is indeed Pushin' P.
which is pushing perfection.
Exactly.
That starts with a P.
Are you pushing?
Are
P?
you pushing perfection?
I don't think so.
Exactly. I don't think so.
Yeah,
either.
we're the only podcast. We're
We're
a Pushin' P
podcasts.
podcast.
Pushing P podcasts. Hey, there you go.
I know it's only episode 2, but I think it might be time for a rebrand.
Either that, or we're gonna just trademark that, and anybody who steals that now owes us royalties. It's merch. Pushing P
Okay.
podcast. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
The
go
list
ahead.
is up.
All right.
Sorry.
List is up.
I got
So,
distracted.
George Foreman's kids.
I have about
children.
80 tabs open right now. My computer is about to explode.
Yeah.
So, this is the list that it gives me, and I'll read as many as I can because this man is apparently fucking like a jackrabbit.
Well, he
okay?
he was a boxer, right? He used to be
Yeah.
a boxer, and boxers were getting around. You know, what
I feel
mean?
like-
that was in the era where boxers were
juiced up.
well, juiced up, but like also extremely famous, right? You know,
That does
like
make
I would
sense.
probably equate like, and this is totally like again something I'm saying with full authority, which it could totally be wrong. Just
I'm
full
so excited to hear
disclosure.
it.
I feel like back in the days of like Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, and all the other great boxers that I don't know about were like as famous as like a LeBron James. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, like back in the day, like the sport was boxing, like, man, boxers were the shit,
It is weird to think nowadays one of the only quote-unquote professional boxers that I know of is literally Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, Floyd Money Mayweather, bro.
Oh, yeah, he is a boxer, isn't he? The only
Dude,
reason that
what?
the only reason that I'd never think of him is because he did like an expo fight with McGregor, right?
Yeah,
And I think they
wait.
might have still boxed.
Jake
but-
Paul did?
No, Mayweather.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, he
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
So
yeah, I was
and
like,
I don't
when
even
did
remember
Jake
if
Paul
they
fight
still.
McGregor. What?
I don't remember if they boxed, but regardless,
I
it
think they did.
doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
because
and
he
then
fought
and
like an
no,
MMA.
McGregor lost. No, McGregor lost because they did box and McGregor lost.
But McGregor is a UFC fighter.
Correct. He's MMA, and so he got pissed off because I mean, again, real talk, like Floyd and Money Mayweather, like it's in the name, it's money. He's probably one of the like best boxers alive nowadays, or like in recent history. And McGregor just is one of probably like the best like MMA fighters, I would say. But like when you can't use kicks and grapples and stuff like that, it's a totally different game.
But as I was saying,
Yeah, go ahead.
too, I appreciate that input.
Yeah.
But the reason that I got like my wires crossed there and didn't think of Floyd Mayweather
Yeah.
is because he fought McGregor, right? And
Sure.
even if they did box, that's
You
not
associate it to MMA and
Or
the
something like that.
octagon. No, I completely get that, but
My
I'm just
brain
really
did not-
disappointed that you consider Jake Paul a boxer.
technically he is.
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong, but like
that is what right means.
yeah, that is what right means. It's not left. That's for sure.
Okay.
Anyway,
But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though. Is that nowadays Floyd Mayweather, right? Great
Sure.
boxer.
sure.
Great example. Thank you for pulling that out because I would not have.
No, yeah.
But Jake Paul is one of the people because he is a boxer, right? Just by title right now.
Yeah. Sure,
but-
he gets paid to box, for sure.
I just can't think of anyone else that would have been like a Mike Tyson, a Muhammad Ali, a George Foreman. I feel
Yeah.
like George Foreman did other stuff,
Especially
too.
in fighting. Like, fighting has definitely fallen off, at least especially in America, which is where we're at. Fighting is just not as popular as, like, it used to be,
I feel like it is coming back, just in the YouTube sphere.
Well, exactly, with, like, the creator clash and
Yeah.
all of that. No, 100%. But still, that flew under my radar. I did not even hear about the creator clash. I mean, the last one that I heard about was KSI boxing, what's
Logan
his nuts?
Paul.
Logan Paul,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
the
other
brother.
Paul.
The other Paul.
The other
yeah,
white
exactly. That was the, that was the last I heard, which obviously that sparked, like, a huge thing with, like, the boxers and, like, the creator clash and all that. Because that's definitely where it started, right? Like, at least that's the only time, that's the earliest one that I can think of where, like, content creators were wanting to fight each other or box each other or whatever.
I think it is hitting the mainstream again. It's,
Well, we'll see.
It's interesting, but regardless, that's a digression right there.
Sure.
But to finish out, to cap off this George Foreman conversation.
Yes.
So this is just a list of his kids. I'm gonna read you all the George Foremans first. Okay, because
All right.
I was not making it up. I was
no.
not joking. I was not joshing you.
Haha. Haha.
Whenever I said that he had like 8 kids named George Foreman.
8. You said 5.
I did say 5 the first time.
You said
And
5.
Regardless, it may still be an exaggeration, but the point is there's more than one child named George Foreman
But
that this
like,
man has fathered.
but real talk, like, because obviously the name George Foreman was trademarked for like the grills and stuff. Maybe he did that so his kids can get royalty off of his name.
I feel like
They would have done that anyway.
Yes, like
Yeah,
I think
know, but like,
maybe that's what he thought
yeah,
with all of
exactly.
his boxing brain damage.
See, 100%, exactly. Like if that was smart to him, and like that was the solution. I mean, I thought of it, and I mean, I think I have mild brain damage.
I actually think that as I'm looking at this page, every male child that he has is named George Foreman. Okay, so let me read this now.
Okay.
There is George Foreman Jr. Okay. And then the ones that I'm seeing right now, there is George Foreman the third, George Foreman the fourth, I don't see a 5th on here, but I do see a George Foreman the 6th.
Where'd the 5th one go?
Oh no,
He just forgot it. He just forgot it. He's like,
he has a lot of kids.
He has a lot.
He
of
has so
kids.
many. Like I have to scroll.
One might have scooted by him.
Yeah,
under the radar.
like I have to scroll through this page, and
That's
I'm on my
incredible.
laptop right now.
Yeah.
In order to, excuse me, wow, see all these kids. I'm so riled up over
Yeah,
George Foreman's
like-
kids. And then this is my favorite one. He has a daughter named
Georgina.
Georgetta.
No. Georgetta Foreman.
Georgetta Foreman. Could you imagine?
Fantastic name.
And George
Fantastic.
Foreman, I forget how old that man's is.
Is he still alive? Nah, he has to be dead.
Wyatt. And I'm not asking you to Google this. Place your bets right now. You and Josh.
I think
Is George Foreman
Foreman's-
alive?
I think George Foreman's dead. I mean, but that being
you
said,
can talk. You're not mute. You just don't have a mic.
Exactly.
I don't know anything about boxing.
Okay, he declines to answer. He declines to answer.
I'm gonna stay with Josh on that.
Okay, he's siding with me.
Okay,
'Cause
so
I'm-
you guys both think he's dead?
Was he in the golden age of boxing? Kind of
I don't know what the golden age of boxing
the
was.
Rocky times.
The Rocky was
Rocky's
not
a
a
fictional
real
character.
real
but
boxer.
like that era was kind of
That
like
the
golden age.
Rocky came out in what 80?
Hey,
In the 80s?
Wyatt. Okay, I said you could talk. That's too much.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a little too much.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
You don't have a
yeah,
mic for a
Rocky.
reason, so.
No, Wyatt, I appreciate your input there. No, I like that.
No.
Rocky, the golden age of boxing with Rocky. Okay.
I am almost at a loss for words. I have to keep this shit on the rails right now. Okay, George Foreman is 73 years old. He's alive.
Damn, good for him.
Yeah.
Is he still healthy though? Is he still healthy?
I'm not his doctor.
Dude, I don't know, man.
know.
I understand, but it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like fighters just don't age very well. I have no basis to stand on that except for like Muhammad Ali, who's pretty fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
See, that's someone who's whenever you bring up his name, I always assume he's dead. Kind of like Bruce Lee.
I think he is dead. I think he passed away recently.
I think it was very recent.
Yeah. Like, see, that's why I was like almost about to say like he could be alive. You know what I mean? Which obviously, like, he is. So like, he is alive. But like,
He
yeah,
lives on in our hearts.
always, and in our kitchens with our grills.
Ah.
Yeah. See,
For a second, I
See.
was confused, but
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking
saw
of
that. I saw the confusion.
it's because I was thinking of Muhammad Ali.
Float like a butterfly, sting like. And see, that's the thing. So yeah, quick tangent on that because like again, the whole thing about Muhammad Ali was float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right? So like, look at how he aged when he wasn't getting hit. You know what I mean? Like he was slipping a lot of punches. You know. Now take somebody who's not to the level of Muhammad Ali. What did you just show, Wyatt? What did you just Google? Oh, I can't be in on this.
I will divulge.
I bought you a ginger shot.
I will divulge that information shortly. Don't worry. Never mind.
No, thank you,
I've been-
dude.
I've been usurped.
2016 was a tough year. All right, that's when Muhammad Ali passed away and Harambe.
Dude, don't make me feel old right now.
Bro, it's okay. We're all getting
Oh my
old.
god, I remember
2016,
where I was.
Yeah,
like not wait.
That's gonna be the new question. Do you remember where you were at 9/11? Do you know where you were when Harambe died?
No. Okay, let me elaborate for a
Okay,
moment.
sure.
It almost feels like a cultural touchstone now, Harambe, just in general,
100%.
because more than anything, that goddamn gorilla changed memes.
Oh,
forever.
100%.
Forever.
100%. For sure.
And it's so
Yeah,
weird to
totally.
think back on because
Like the only reason why I know it's 2016 is because of the memes. You
Yeah.
know?
it's so weird because before that, and there was a turning point, like it was a very gradual progression.
In memes, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is such a weird conversation to have. Like,
That's okay.
we're going to break down the cultural and historical impact of memes today.
Oh, dude, if you don't believe that that's going to be a talking
Oh,
point
yeah.
in schools, like, dude, 100% they're going to talk about that in 10, 20 years, maybe less than that.
I would say
maybe,
less.
I bet you there are already some, like, some classrooms that talk about memes and the input, like, and, like, the effect that they have on, like, the youth and the like the development of the mental.
Well,
and
think
everything.
about Pepe the
Exactly.
frog being
Dude,
associated
with racism.
Yes.
Yes.
So things like that are definitely
Exactly.
being written in history books.
Dude, totally. Because, like, yeah, like, I mean, they did put on TV when memes hit the television. You know what I mean?
Whenever your grandma knows who Pepe the Frog is, you goddamn know that that's going to go in the history books. It's on Fox News now.
Okay,
Fox News.
so anyway,
Sponsor us, Fox News.
Before
Or maybe not.
So okay. Before I lose my train of thought, I
Yeah.
don't think I will, but I don't want to because it's
Yeah,
important. to me.
let's get it. Let's get it.
I remember where I was whenever I first heard someone mention the name Harambe out loud.
Dicks out
Right.
for Harambe.
And it was not in that context.
Okay, that
right.
yeah.
It was actually it was one of my ex-girlfriends.
Ah,
and I
perfect.
didn't know her at the time. That was literally my first time meeting her.
This was your first time meeting her, and she brings up Harambe.
Yes, and it's
I
because
respect that.
we shared a mutual friend.
Okay.
Right? Shout out Mason. I know you're listening.
Hi, Mason.
but-
I've probably met you.
But regardless, that I was like, oh hey, blah blah blah, you know so and so because they attended some like school seminar together at the
Something.
time, whatever.
Sure.
And then we eventually got onto the topic of Harambe, right? Which at the time she pronounced because she had never heard it
Oh
said
my
out loud,
God.
right? She said, "I'm calling you out right now. If you're listening, you know who you are, and if you don't,
You will
I will
remain
literally,
nameless, though,
I will DM you
for your safety.
No, I'll DM you and I'll ask you for permission to say your name in like the next pod. But
Sure.
she pronounced Harambe as Harambe.
Harambe.
Yes.
But like, it's, so I don't know a lot of different languages, right?
Sure.
So like, I don't know who this person is because listeners, I don't know who Cameron's talking about either. I'm sure there's some languages out there that would make sense. You know, like the phonetic pronunciation of that would probably make sense because how did she say it?
Harambe.
Harambe. Because like, right, harems, right? You know, like that's how you pronounce harems. It's spelled completely different, but like, you know,
It's one letter difference, not
Exactly.
completely different, but
I
see.
mean, one letter difference completely different. You know, a single letter can completely change a word, right? It usually
Fair
does.
enough.
It usually does.
true. That is how language works.
Exactly.
Uh,
At least, yeah.
And I just remember that. This is kind of where I'm getting at with this story.
Sure.
I just find it fascinating now looking back at that because I remember sharing like funny pictures with my friends, like rage comics.
You
or
were a
whatever.
shit poster before memes were like a real thing.
Yes,
Hipster.
absolutely,
You
absolutely.
hipster.
But like you shared like rage comics with your friends. Everyone knew like Trollface, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
but it
of
was
course.
it's so weird now looking back on that. Like,
and then looking
it's
at
not
the
like
memes.
well, it's not like
now.
haha funny picture. It's a literal dead gorilla, right? And that became like a cultural touchstone.
I was like so confused. A cultural cult stone.
Cultural
You just broke my brain with that.
Good.
You just broke my brain.
Now
with
try
that.
to podcast, motherfucker.
Cultural touchstone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's just weird to look back on stuff like that because that's
Sure.
it's a core memory that I have.
Well, but not only that, but like again, like if you look at like the shit poster community and like the meme community, most people would agree that was the turning point.
yeah, things haven't
Been
been
good sense.
that is kind of the joke, right? Is that
Exactly.
things haven't like that was the split in the timeline.
Exactly.
Where we're in the bad
Yep.
timeline now.
Mandela.
Yeah. But
Damn you, Mandela.
I'm not sure that qualifies as a Mandela effect.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna do that.
It's something like that. No, the whole thing about Mandela effect.
This is alternate dimensions.
Exactly. That's literally
just
what we're talking
say
about. That's literally
A
what we're talking
different timeline, you pretentious fuck.
about. Hey, this podcast is for educational purposes.
It is.
Exactly.
So
So
I
like
don't feel very educated right now.
that's
so
okay.
Get
Well, I'm not here to educate you. I'm here to educate myself. And the Mandela effect. We're going to talk about the Mandela effect.
I'm literally pursing my lips right now, trying not to laugh.
Exactly.
Making direct eye contact with Josh is quite a delight. If you guys get the chance to do it, I recommend it.
Oh, thank you.
But I
Wyatt.
really I don't think I have too much more to add other than the fact that that entire year was a weird year.
To be
And things
fair, like my concept of time is so bad. I don't remember what the fuck I was doing in 2016. I was probably smoking a lot of weed. That's probably why. I used to, smoke a lot of weed. I don't remember a lot of shit. That's probably why I don't remember a lot of the shit we talk about, like half the stuff.
Yeah, your brain just burned. still.
Just burnt. Yeah, exactly.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm glad that we complement each other in this way, I remember everything.
Yes.
So it is
Yes.
kind of nice for us to have that dynamic.
It's a real ebb and flow.
Yeah, because I won't forget what we talked about on episode 384
Well,
of this
not
podcast whenever
also-
we're doing it, whenever we're 28.
I like how you talk about like, oh, I'm so old, and you're like, in 300 episodes, we're going to be 28.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know
but
if that math is correct. That was just kind of me.
I guess
saying-
it depends
saying
on how
numbers.
many episodes we put out and how quickly, right?
Exactly.
That depends on our recording schedule.
That's fair.
Schedule.
So, I think those are the main things. Wyatt, what are we at for time?
You can speak.
Okay, we're still good.
Yeah.
We're at like for those of you listening, we are at insert time code here.
44 minutes.
No, shut up, Josh.
I ruined it.
It could be different. We could clip some stuff, so it could be different.
Nah, 44 minutes.
Okay, Wyatt, edit this
BTS.
out. Wyatt, just bleep out whatever Josh says
It-
for like the
yes.
next 2 minutes.
Perfect.
Just bleep.
No,
it.
no. Just the time. Just the time.
All of that has to be bleep. Thank you. Okay, insert time code here, and then don't put a time code. Okay, so since we're still doing good on time, and please forgive us if we are still working out the kinks, because
Nah,
this
don't
is
forgive
absolute.
us. Don't forgive us.
I'm gonna get and then the number 4, and then forgiven tatted on my chest.
But then you got to scramble it, and then you got to put irreversible underneath it, because you got to reverse the letters
Wow,
in
that's-
the word.
Good one.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks.
Wyatt. Wyatt, can you pass me my notebook? I do have some other things that
The
I would like to
notebook.
talk about. I'm not looking at your scribbles until next episode, especially considering
At
the role that
least.
we're on. I feel like we may be able to crank out some more of these. My stamina is very increased. I think
I have
while
stamina.
I was about to say, Josh, I actually do want to talk about this with you over the internet where it's forever.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, so tell everyone at home, especially considering I have done no research on this. So
Perfect.
yeah,
You'll
this is-
believe anything I say.
No, I hope that it's like one of those things. Have you seen? This is gonna sound foreign for a second, but stay with me, y'all. Have you seen those people that drink? Oh my god, I forget what chemical it is. But it's like trace amounts of metal, if I'm not mistaken, and they turn blue.
Yes.
Yes,
I
because they
have,
believe it's healthy for
What
them. Right?
is
It's like a
it just
homeopathic.
like nickel or some shit?
I think it is.
Isn't it like because like there were people who would like swallow like nickels and like dimes and shit, and like they would turn blue because they would eat the change. I
Give me
think
one
that's a
second.
thing.
I am fact checking myself.
Okay, but anyway, so
So where I'm going with this, the
Yes.
reason that I bring that up is because it's like a homeopathic remedy, right? Like there's
Sure.
not a lot of
science behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
accredited science. Yeah.
yeah, like it may very well do whatever the fuck it's supposed to do besides turn you blue.
Yeah. Well, what the fuck is it supposed to do though?
I'm not sure.
Make
but
you go blind. I think
point
it can
is-
make you go blind too.
the point is, Josh, while I'm fact checking the blue shit and scrolling, what do you do through flip through a notebook? While I
You
flip,
do flip through the notebook.
Well, I
yeah,
flip
that
through my
is-
notebook.
Flip some pages.
tell everybody about your potency formula.
Oh, you're gonna put me on blast like that? Potency. Okay. Well.
And you don't have to give everyone the gory details, but I would like the general supplements that you take in order to give you that extra.
So
that you need.
exactly. So I won't tell you like Cameron said all the gritty details, but I am on a very rigid regiment with what I take in terms of supplements, nutrients, stuff like that. And so
And what are you taking it for mainly?
well, potency. You know what I mean?
What kind of potency specifically?
I'm getting there. Don't worry. Yeah, Wyatt's got it. Potency in the bedroom. You know, sexual performance, stamina.
I'm not gonna whistle on my microphone, but just pretend I did like a little. Wyatt, put a little whistle.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
There, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So talking about it, there's been a lot of obviously, you know, you go to those sites and there's all like, oh, yeah, improve your sex life.
What sites
Girl,
specifically?
I'm not giving all the gory details. Everybody knows what sites, which I do not
I'm
attend.
unclear.
I don't attend anymore. That's okay. You'll get there eventually, Cameron. You know, they talk about all of the pills you can order online and like improve your sex life and, you know, gain a couple inches, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, really, the only way that you can do that is blood flow, right? And so I got onto this kick for a couple reasons. That's one reason. Not that I struggle in the bedroom by any means, but just to get a little bit of extra oomph, like Cameron was saying. So strict regiment. I promise you, men, if you're listening and you want a little bit more confidence, feel a little bit better, get that energy in the bedroom. Beetroot powder.
Did you just say kids?
Did I? I don't think I did.
I don't know.
I said you.
Even if he didn't say kids, Wyatt, bleep out wherever it sounded like
and
he
then
would have said kids.
Exactly. Okay. So beetroot powder. I drink it every day, and in the morning. So and soy lectin granules. That's for another reason, which I'm not going to go into the detail for that. But let me just tell you, it's an explosive finish. So beetroot powder. It helps improve blood flow. Let's see. Now you put me on the spot. And I gotta remember. Zinc again, going for that explosive finish. That real photo shot. You know what I mean, or money shot is what they call it. Let's see. Go ahead, Cameron. What do you want to say?
Wyatt is losing his goddamn
He
mind.
is.
I don't know if any of this is going to be audible. He is losing his mind.
I just
right
want
now.
you guys to know that I am giving you gold here. Okay,
You better be writing this down.
Exactly.
This podcast will self-destruct. You have one chance.
Exactly. At the end of this, you can listen to it a single time. So, beetroot powder, soy lectin granules, and I promise you, you drink that beetroot powder. It's going to be awful the first time. You'll get used to it. It's okay. It's worth it. Pain brings beauty. Okay. So, zinc, L-arginine, L-citrulline. Let's see. I think that's
Sounds like Josh is taking a lot of L's.
L's, but I'm getting the dub. You.
Good one.
Thanks. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I promise you, I think it's L-arginine or L-citrulline that helps with the blood flow and everything. But again, so you guys don't think too awful of me, okay? That's not the only reason why I take the blood flow supplements.
Josh, having a healthy sex life, how dare he?
I know. Okay, yeah, it's important. And I will also put into note that I have been happily married for going on 5 years. So thank you.
Sorry, ladies. I'm the bad boy,
Exactly.
single man.
Single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, I'm 5'4". Hit me up.
But I'm sorry, he doesn't take beetroot powder, L-citrulline, or L-arginine. So I apologize on behalf of him already.
So I keep telling Josh to come over and give me like an in-person demonstration, and we just I've been out of town, so we haven't really had a chance. I will literally set up like a target on
that
my
is
wall.
going to go on the Patreon.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll set up like a paper target on my wall. That way, you have something to aim at, and your accuracy will also affect my.
I'm pretty
my
damn
decision.
accurate. It's
pretty impressive.
Okay, so another thing that you guys need to do. So again, back to what I was saying, so you guys don't think I'm a heathen, and my wife is probably going to be listening to this, and there have been a few people I've talked to about beetroot powder, but I didn't give them the full rundown on all that stuff. One of the other reasons why I did it was because I had COVID, a year ago or something like that. And I, by nature, am warm, right? I have good blood flow. I've always been super warm. My wife will attest to that. I've always been warm and good body heat. Anyway, after I caught COVID, my hands and feet were literally icicles, all the time.
How long ago did you have COVID?
I don't even know. Like I said, my sense of time is pretty fucked up. But it was over Black Friday, because I remember I missed Black Friday because, again, we used to work. Well, Cameron used to work at
That retail
life, where Black Friday is the holy grail. That's what mast. You can't miss mast. No, it's mast, not mast.
A mast is what you put on a ship.
Correct.
I feel like, okay, first of all, you had COVID during Black Friday.
Yeah. Yep. So November.
Okay, was there anything else to that thought? I don't want to cut you off.
No, just that again, the whole reason the potency in the bedroom and that is a side benefit. And so my hands are no longer cold, my feet are no longer cold, I'm no longer shivering, but literally since when I caught COVID, I was cold for fucking months afterwards, dude. And I wasn't sick, okay? I wasn't super fucked up. I didn't get hospitalized or anything, but I was cold.
You just had those rough after effects.
Dude, yeah, which is again, whatever your stance is on COVID, whatever it may be, however you feel about it.
Let's not get political by talking about a virus.
Whatever your thoughts and standpoint is, pretty weird. It's a pretty weird experience.
I agree. I haven't found my left pinky toe still after I had COVID like 2 years ago. It just
But that
fell
was
off.
because of a chimpanzee.
Well, no, it like fell off. You know how you can like don't do this for everyone listening. This is just something that people do.
Or do whatever the fuck you want. Like
Yes, but Cameron, legally, my lawyers have said not to advise to do this. You know how you can like tie like the tail, like people tie the tails of like pit bulls and they like fall off. Right?
Yeah, that's how they like. Yeah, Well, they do pit bulls and Dobermans and all that.
Yeah, thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
My left pinky toe fell off.
Did it
just like that?
Actually,
And
how did I not hear about this? This
like
is also
frostbite.
the first time I've heard about this.
Yeah, it was like frostbite.
Wyatt wants
I'll
to
show you
see
guys in between episodes.
Cool.
But it fell off and I still haven't found it. Like I don't know where it went. So yeah, that was my COVID side effect. But there's no blood.
That was a COVID side effect.
Yeah, it was like a lizard tail.
Oh my god! And but it hasn't grown back.
No,
so
no.
it's not like a lizard tail.
It's like a lizard tail in the sense that it fell off bloodlessly.
That means it was fucking dead.
Yeah. So if anyone tells you that COVID doesn't
I'm
exist,
telling you.
my toe fell off.
Seriously, and like again, real talk, health benefits. You got to keep your blood flowing. It keeps you healthy. It keeps you warm. Like there are a lot of benefits to getting good blood flow. I promise.
Okay. So I have decided, or at least I'll leave it to a vote, but I think we cut it here.
I think this has been a good one.
Yes, because I've been flipping through my notebook, and I have a few things that I do want to touch on.
Sick.
But I want to make them their own episode. The only 2 things that we have left to do as housekeeping. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna burp really quick.
Thanks, Cameron.
That's some free BTS right there. Okay, so 2 things. First one, simple. Get it out of the way. Silver. Exposure to silver is
okay.
what causes people to turn blue.
Okay.
And this is a good one. Alex Jones.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He sells supplements with certain types of ingestible silver in them, and people did complain about turning blue.
Well,
if I'm not mistaken.
But here's real talk, Liz. You're supposed to inject or not ingest.
Inject.
Yeah,
Don't
that's not-
inject
Don't
silver.
inject silver, or maybe whatever. Do your thing.
Do your own research.
Do your own research. And pay me $60 per bottle.
Don't believe what the mainstream media has to tell you.
They don't want you to
folks.
turn blue.
You should be injecting silver every day. It'll turn you blue faster than if you just eat it.
You'll gain 3 inches on your penis.
And you'll also gain 3 inches on your forehead. It will technically be your height, but it'll specifically be going to your forehead.
Just your forehead.
Legally, I have to call it a tumor, but it's benign, so it will not spread to the rest of your body.
As far as we can tell so far.
The jury's still out, but my doctors, my lobbied doctors have said that it should not. There's a 40% chance of it not spreading
Within 5 years. But I do know that it's important that you get metals and stuff, and which is why
I feel like iron is the main one.
Exactly. But like
I feel
like
like
there are other
silver you could
things.
probably do without though.
Dude, I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
So what we're saying
I
is
don't
eat
know.
silver.
Eat silver.
If you're dead, okay. This is specifically for everyone still living at home. I know a lot of people who believe that the economy will crash. They invest in silver.
Yes,
Right.
silver and gold.
So it's there's usually like silver coins are bigger than like a normal U.S. currency coin.
Sure.
They're relatively large. One of those, if you were to just like chip off
Melt
a
it
piece
down,
and
or
like
just
no,
melt
not
it
even
down.
melt it down, just like swallow it like a pill.
No.
I think that would do you some good.
I think you chit it out. I think you could lose it.
Well, you could crush it up and snort it.
But now that you say that, I have seen like the stuff where they'll like take graded like metals and stuff, and they'll like sprinkle it on foods and stuff. I have seen.
Well,
I have seen
that's
that.
food safe. Different. Food unsafe. It's a whole thing. No, don't let
Is
it
it
like
okay? No, I mean I don't know.
Yeah,
Like you
I'm
apparently are
saying-
the expert on this
I am.
on this topic.
But yeah, no. If your doomsday prepper father happens to believe that silver
mother.
or gold,
Or
mostly father, don't listen to your
don't you generalize like that?
Don't listen to your father either because he
Don't listen to your parents. Listen to us.
Listen to us. Don't.
Listen to us.
But either way, find silver. I would say with the blunt end of a knife, like you're crushing garlic, crush it up into fine particulates. Put it in lines.
It's a great word.
That's the second
Particulates.
podcast. That's
Yeah.
the second episode in a row.
That's 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That's 2 episodes in a row.
Particulates counter 2.
Yep.
We can't break the streak. But it has to be natural. We have to do it naturally.
Exactly.
But you got to get it real fine. That way it goes up the nasal cavity and you just snort it. I think.
Okay, don't snort silver.
Oh, so now you're
It's not a
like the
good
health
idea.
expert.
Just,
you're
oh,
like,
you know,
okay, literally,
I-
Josh is like, do whatever you
I mean,
want.
I
And then
still say
whenever
do whatever
I
you
say-
want.
Whenever I say something, Josh is the dissenter then.
no,
But he
no.
can say whatever the fuck he wants. No,
but
no.
the problem
And
is-
eat it. Eat the silver.
Cameron,
Snort the silver.
I said do your thing, do whatever you want. You're literally like, hey, this is the process you need to do this.
Okay.
Follow this step-by-step guide on our Patreon.
Ooh, okay, if your dad or mom or moms,
Or dads.
shout out lesbians,
Or non-binary parents. Whatever.
they them parents,
They them. Z and
if they have
her.
if they okay,
I learned about that the other day.
okay,
actually.
we will get into that later. If they have like a coffee grinder, use that.
You're gonna ruin the coffee grinder.
Yeah, it's like a one.
Make
use
sure
thing.
you you buy them.
I think you're also gonna ruin your nasal cavity. So
I don't know. Haven't you heard about Ozzy Osbourne snorting like fire ants?
like meth. Yeah,
No, not meth. I don't know if he ever snorted meth.
I feel like he probably has.
I don't know. He's.
Bruh.
I mean,
Bruh.
what hasn't he done, to be honest?
Okay.
But like he snorted fire ants. I think that's true.
And now it's time
Anyway.
for what did Wyatt think of the ginger shot last episode? Because we forgot to ask
We
him.
did forget to ask.
Okay, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Wyatt.
He's nervous. He's shaking it. He's shaking his head.
Literally, you can give me. It was good. It was bad. But you're talking. Okay.
Just say something.
Yeah.
You haven't talked this entire podcast.
Yeah.
This
So,
entire episode.
Just give us your review. It can be as many words as you want to. I'm not a teacher,
many
so I'm not going to grade you.
I will. I'm gonna be grading you.
But just tell us what you thought, because we meant to get your thoughts on
Just
it.
so you know, this is like your audition, and this is gonna decide whether you stay on this podcast. I am judging you. Feel the pressure.
This will actually you have to stay regardless. This is going to determine if we pay you.
I like that more, because who else are we gonna find?
Exactly,
Yeah,
no one.
That's yeah.
Okay. And without further ado, here's Wyatt.
My thoughts on the ginger shot. It was one spicy meatball.
It was.
And
I think I literally said that.
yeah,
You did. You did say that.
Yeah,
You did
I
say
agree.
that.
It was one spicy meatball. But full send. Usually ginger gets my stomach all upset, and I
why?
thought I was going to ingest that ginger and then have to go make a bathroom trip.
Are you feeling okay, Wyatt?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
totally fine.
perfect.
That's
Awesome.
my review on it.
Sweet.
I thought it was going to
So-
screw me up.
What we hear is if you normally get messed up by ginger, take a ginger shot. You'll be fine. If you're allergic to ginger, drink ginger shots.
It does build up your immunity over time.
It's true. That's the whole aspect of it. Is it's an immunity booster.
yeah. It's like if you're allergic to bees,
Just
If you're allergic to
just
bees, you-
develop an immunity.
you get stung
so many times.
a few times. Okay, before I spread any more misinformation, Wyatt,
Yes.
please cut it. Please cut it. Wyatt, please.
Why?